All right, I think we're here. I'm testing out some things just really quickly because we have severe weather moving into parts of our region in southwestern Mississippi now. And so I'm sorry if the audio is bad. Very impromptu setup, but welcome to Magnolia State Weather. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to see me on the screen. But we have a tornado warning down south. This is north of Woodville. And then I'm also going to check and make sure that I can hear myself on the live stream. So just give me 1 second. I'm going to have to mess around just a little bit here. Into parts of our region in south. So if you have any comments, I have my phone open. You're not going to be able to see me tonight, but we will have this storm coverage specifically for this storm that's moving through Wilkinson County in southwestern Mississippi. And so this is tornado warned. This is moving off to the northeast. Let me open up Epic Pen here so I can start drawing this out for you guys. And I'm sorry that the audio is not amazing. We don't have all the bells and whistles we normally have with our live streams. But I'm going to be here to keep you informed. And so weak rotation on this cell in Wilkinson County. This is moving off to the northeast and expires in 34 minutes. I'm not seeing anything really impressive with this cell as of right now, but it is still moving off to the northeast. And so if I play this out for you and we see where this cell is expected to be, I'm sorry, it might take me a little bit to get used to the controls on this laptop. It's a little bit different than what I'm used to using because I'm having to use a trackpad. So I hope y'all are at least having a good night. I hope you're able to hear me, and I hope that the internet's working decent enough tonight that we're not having any streaming problems. So if you have any questions, if the internet's working, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them, because that is what we do here at Magnolia State Weather. We answer questions and keep you informed as to what is going on here across the state. All right, so here we go. So this cell that prompted the tornado warning will be over Rosetta and Crosby within the next few minutes. Sorry, trying to get all the settings figured out real quick. I told you guys, I tried to warn that this would be a very impromptu setup. So sorry that we're having a few issues, but it's coming together pretty quickly. But thank you for tuning in to Magnolia State Weather. There's a tornado warning in Wilkinson County right now. This area of rotation has broadened out, but this is to the north. To the northwest of Wilkinson, crossing over Highway 61 right now between Wilkinson and Delorso. This will continue up to the northeast and will cross over Rosetta and Crosby within the next few minutes. So like I said, this is crossing over US 61 right now, US Highway 61 as we speak. I don't think there's a tornado on the ground right now, but definitely a broad area of rotation that we are watching with this cell. And so that's the one tornado warning we have right now in the state of Mississippi. This will expire in about 20 minutes. And so looking at how this looks on reflectivity now, I'm playing that out. It's just along this squall line, along this QLCS that's moving off to the northeast right now. In case you didn't know, we do have a tornado watch across parts of west central and southwestern Mississippi. This spans all the way from Vicksburg to Jackson, down to Hazelhurst and Brookhaven, and throughout southwestern Mississippi. That is just a tornado watch. It means conditions are favorable for tornado development here across the next several hours. But this line has began moving into southwestern Mississippi. Like I said, the one tornado warning we have right now in the state is in Wilkinson County. This is crossing over US 61 right now. We play it out on velocity. Really just a very broad area of rotation at this point that has just crossed over US 61. I don't think they'll extend this tornado warning. No, this area of rotation is already kind of broadened out. We're going to see a lot of very quick tornado warnings issued from the National Weather Service. And so, honestly, there might have never been a tornado on the ground with this system, but they're more being precautionary when it comes to these tornado warnings. And that tends to be what happens with a system like this, where you just get quick spin-ups, quick areas of rotation with a system like this. But thank you for being with Magnolia State Weather. I want to just clarify once again that this is not our normal streaming setup. Normally I'm on the screen, and normally we have a few more things on the screen like sky cams and other things covering severe weather for Mississippi. But unfortunately I'm not in Starkville tonight. I am farther south in Jasper County, and so I have my laptop with me. And I promise you next time that I will actually have more things. I'll have an impromptu setup ready next time. I'll actually bring my camera, and I'll have it set up for an impromptu stream if I have to next time. But like I said, this area of rotation has now crossed over Highway 61. This is between Dolorso and Wilkinson, down in Wilkinson County, moving up towards Rosetta and Crosby. This area of rotation has broadened out. However, like I said, it is not, there's no real tight area of rotation. I don't believe there's a tornado on the ground. There honestly might have never been a tornado on the ground with this tornado warning. But nonetheless, we'll continue to draw out where this area of rotation is heading. As of right now, it'll be in Rosetta in 16 minutes, and then the Homachito National Forest, Homachita, I don't know how to pronounce that, in 33 minutes. Let's see, Darrington in 6 minutes, Perrytown in 11 minutes, Garden City 16 minutes, Rosetta 16 minutes, Bunkley 25 minutes. And I'm not really going to go out too much farther with that because this is a QLCS. This is just quick little spin-up tornadoes, maybe. And that is why they tornado warn them, for the chances of a quick little spin-up. I'm actually going to transfer this to be local time now instead of telling you how many minutes until it's going to be there. I'll give you the actual time. So that's 11:03 for Rosetta. That area of rotation moving over, moving close to Rosetta as of right now. That area of rotation moving over Darrington right now. But I hope y'all are having a good night. I hope your Valentine's Day was good. Once again, I always try to apologize to everyone that trusts myself here at Magnolia State Weather. I know I'm just a meteorology student, but I at least like to get my stuff straight and know what I'm doing. Like I said, sorry we don't have the full live streaming setup. If I was in Starkville, we would definitely have the full live streaming setup ready for storm coverage, but I think this is good enough. Sorry that the mic is not perfect, but we're going to go through it. Luckily, it's nighttime, so sky cams wouldn't really help us too much, and especially in southwestern Mississippi, where there's not many sky cams, it actually works out. So not the end of the world. This tornado warning in Wilkinson County expires in 27 minutes. It is a radar indicated tornado warning. I would expect the National Weather Service will actually take away this tornado warning before too long. Remember, if you have any questions, feel free to send them in. 2 tornado warnings right now, one in Wilkinson County in Mississippi, the other one to the south. This is in, I have no idea how to pronounce these parishes in Louisiana. South Central West Felician Parish and Southern Point Coupe Parish in Louisiana. So 2 tornado warnings right now, one in Mississippi and then one in southwestern Louisiana. There's another area of rotation on this cell that's now like gotten its act together just to the northeast of the community of Delorso. I'll go ahead and I'll look and see where that is going as of right now. That area of rotation, this is the area of rotation I'm most impressed with this system. This is over Possum Corner right now. This will head up towards Kingston in the next few minutes. And this will head up towards Flat Rock and towards White Apple around 11:07. And then Roxy, Mississippi at 11:14. And Orange at 11:15, where this will eventually cross over Mississippi Highway 33 and US Highway 84. Like I said, this is just an area of rotation. I'm not trying to say there's a tornado on the ground right now, but I'm just simply stating areas of rotation. As of right now, no, not seeing anything in terms of tornadoes. Few areas of rotation trying to form up. But overall, I mean, we only have one tornado warning. I wouldn't say that we have any tornadoes on the ground. And I still think the odds of getting a tornado in Mississippi is still pretty low. Not impossible. I think we might get a tornado report or two, maybe. But these cells aren't looking all too favorable for at least producing tornadoes. Now, producing tornado warnings and producing rotation, I definitely think it's possible. But a tornado actually getting on the ground tonight might be fairly difficult, as these storms are starting to struggle a little bit with the atmosphere at this point. If you know anybody in southwestern Mississippi, just let them know. It's going to be getting a little hairy here in the next little bit. Like I said, not expecting anything too major tonight. That's why I didn't rush back to Starkville to live stream. I was more content with having this kind of impromptu laptop live stream because I honestly am not too worried about this system. If I was really worried about the system, trust me, I would have drove back up to Starkville and we would have our setup there. Yeah, if you're in Roxy, I'd say like there's little areas in the squall line that'll be moving in soon that have little areas of rotation. This squall line is going to move through. You're going to have heavy winds. I'll give it that. You're going to have some fairly heavy winds is what it seems like, probably upwards of about 60 miles an hour. I'm not saying the odds of a spin-up tornado are negligible, but definitely low along this line that's moving towards Roxy. But you are not in a tornado warning right now. Just know that. And I know that's hard to grasp. It's just whenever you have a QLCS like this, you have a bunch of little areas of rotation along the line, but really nothing ever really gets going, is what it seems like. If you would like to support Magnolia State Weather, I know I try to avoid doing like advertising things, but please make sure to like the live stream and share it if you want to whoever. You don't have to share it, but it just helps get the word out, especially since I'm just a small little student meteorologist just trying to get the word out there. Got to plug it in somehow. But yeah, just this tornado warning that's in southwestern Mississippi in Wilkinson County. No tornado on that. Maybe it spun up something earlier, but overall, very broad rotation. There's no tornado on the ground right now with that tornado warning, so just know that. Remember, for areas in the yellow here, in this yellow box, that includes Vicksburg, Jackson, Hazelhurst, Brookhaven. If you're in that area, remember, you're under a tornado watch. This is not a tornado warning. It just means that kind of be on the side of caution. It means that the National Weather Service thinks that the conditions are there for possibly a brief tornado, and so just kind of have your alerts on for your phone. Now, I'll draw this out right now to kind of give you an idea on like who's in the safe zone now. Because while you might be going through some heavy winds, if you are in Natchez or in Woodville right now, or to the west of this black line that I'm drawing, you are in the safe zone. You are not going to see any tornadoes tonight. You are fine now. So That includes Natchez and includes Woodville and includes US Highway 61 in southwestern Mississippi. You're in the good now. So just know you're in the safe spot. It's after this line passes, you're in the safe spot. And I'm actually going to stay here with us for the next probably several hours, as long as I can, or until my laptop shuts off and I have to restart the live stream. That would kind of suck. Can y'all hear me well? Oh, new tornado warning. This is just off to the south. This includes Highway 24, area of rotation that's about to head right over Centerville. This is going to move from Wilkinson County into Amite County. I believe this is Amite County, yes. So if you're in Centerville, be in your safe spot. Quick little area of rotation about to cross over Highway 24 and Highway 33. If you know people in Centerville, tell them to be in their safe spot. This will probably cross right over Centerville. And so this will cross right over the intersection of Highway 24, Highway 33, and Highway 48. I'd say if you're outside of the tornado watch but still in Lawrence County, I would still have a way to get alerts. Because even though it doesn't seem like the conditions are too favorable, I still think you could see a spin-up tornado in that area. It doesn't seem all that likely, but the possibility is there. Drawing out this area of rotation in this tornado warning, this will be over Centerville, I'd say by 11 o'clock. So you got about 5 minutes if you're in Centerville. Get in your safe spot. Mount Pleasant, that's over you right now. Tatum, that'll be heading up towards you soon. Ariel at 11:09 p.m. Berwick at 11:14. Compromise at 11:20. Enterprise at 11:20. And Beechwood at 11:20. And then this will be heading up towards Liberty by 11:24. But this is a spin-up tornado type event, so if you're over 20 minutes away, I wouldn't worry about it just yet. But yes, a little blip in the radar area of rotation now that is tornado warned. Give me 1 second. It looks like our warning system just went out for just a quick second. Let me refresh that. Sorry about that. I don't have multiple monitors to run a broadcasting software, so can't keep that behind the scenes. So yep, tornado warning down here. Let's look at the correlation coefficient. Not seeing anything being picked up into the air, at least as of right now. So that's good. Not seeing any debris being lofted. But if we look at reflectivity, you can kind of see a kind of kidney bean shape that this embedded supercell is trying to form. And then, of course, like I said, if we look at velocity, you can see a little blip in the radar right here, just over Mount Pleasant heading into Centerville. And so that's why the tornado warning was issued. You get a little blip in the radar, get a little supercell there, and that's where you get areas of rotation that quickly spin up. Lots of lightning with this system. So if you're probably near this, you're probably getting a nice little lightning show as of right now. So like I said, if you're in Centerville, please be in your safe spot. That is an interior room, a closet, whatever it may be, because even though these are weaker tornadoes that we're expecting tonight, you still have a chance of these tornadoes packing a punch, to say the least. But like I said, not expecting anything too major with these cells. Just spin up tornadoes. This is not your big like EF3, EF4, EF5 tornado type nights. These are embedded supercells, and just like that, the area of rotation is mostly gone on this cell that we were looking at. Maybe it's still there over Centerville right now, but overall it looks like the area of rotation has really broadened out. But if you're in Centerville, I would actually still stay in your safe spot, because there could still be maybe a tornado about to drop. But overall, looking at velocity, or not looking at velocity, looking at the correlation coefficient, there's nothing on being picked up, at least as of right now. But here's why I'd still stay in your safe spot, because at least looking from the reflectivity, I mean, this cell has a really nice hook on it, which tells me that this cell is really trying to rotate and get healthy. So we're going to keep the eye on the velocity on this one. We might get some more tornado warnings, maybe a little bit farther north. That's going to be at the discretion of the National Weather Service. Of course, I don't issue tornado warnings, they do. Just trying to go around and see where areas of rotation are. Maybe one to the north of Natchez. And then another one over Rosetta right now. But the National Weather Service has not highlighted those areas. I just overall broad rotation. Just trying to let you know what I see as of right now, at least. Really, this is the best looking cell of all of them, is the one going over Centerville right now. Centreville, I'm not sure the exact pronunciation of that, so if anyone's from West Mississippi or southwestern Mississippi, please let me know if I'm pronouncing that completely wrong. But this is what it looks like on velocity. So like I said, if you're in Centerville, or Centerville, whatever it is, it's definitely not Centerville, Centerville, whatever, let's go with that. Be in your safe spot. This is at the intersection of Highway 24, Highway 33, and Highway, I believe, 48. At the intersection of Wilkinson and Amite counties. It actually means a lot that we've been keeping around 20 concurrent viewers so far, considering I've had a very impromptu streaming setup and we're not really set up very well. I thank you for trusting me to give you your weather coverage tonight, even with all the technical problems that we are sort of dealing with. I'll go back to the timing now of this cell and where this is heading. This is over Centerville right now, so it's probably starting to get a little hairy there. But this will head up Highway 48 and will head towards Liberty by 11:23. This will be over Ariel in the next 5 minutes, over Berwick by 11:12 p.m., over Beechwood at 11:08, and that is also going to be over Enterprise at 11:08. That is Enterprise in Amite County. That is not Enterprise Clark. I think they just issued a new tornado warning. I think they just issued a new tornado warning at 11:02. Yep, new tornado warning just to the north of it. I was talking about how there was an area of rotation up there. This is at the edge of the National Weather Service of Jackson and the National Weather Service New Orleans area, so that's why the warning is so small. And so, at least for now, we have a small tornado warning that's going over Crosby as of right now. This is over Crosby and Wilkinson County. National Weather Service in New Orleans issued this tornado warning. It is a very small warning, but I'm expecting the National Weather Service in Jackson will respond and probably expand this tornado warning. Let me do something just real quick for my sakes, just to make this a little easier on me. These areas are all in severe thunderstorm warnings for a tornado being possible and for 60-mile-an-hour winds. And then there's also 3/4-inch hail possible with these cells. For the cell that just got tornado warned, and this is over Crosby right now, heading towards Homachita, heading towards Bunkley by 11:13, Mount Olive at 11:16, the Homachito National Forest at 11:19, and then we'll cross Highway 98 near Butte and near Monroe near 11:30. Got a question about Brookhaven. As of right now, in Brookhaven, I wouldn't be worried. This is not the type of system where a long track supercell that's kind of predictable will be near you. This line will be near Brookhaven in about an hour, and that's when you can really start worrying about it a little more. because that's when we will see. That's when we will start worrying about more spin-ups near Brookhaven. It's just one of those situations where I can't predict anything across this line in the next hour. It's just not possible in a QLCS event like this. So 2 tornado warnings, like I said. One in, actually both of these crossing out of Wilkinson County right now. One of them is in the corner of Wilkinson County and Mike County, heading up towards, let's see. Sorry, getting my counties confused here. Heading into Franklin County. So one of these is heading into Franklin County right now. And then the other area is heading into Amite County right now towards Liberty. There's rotation that just moved over Crosby, heading towards Wichita. That is tornado warned, but the National Weather Service of Jackson has not tornado warned it yet into Franklin County. It's kind of a weird area where Franklin County is at the jurisdiction of the National Weather Service of Jackson, but then where the tornado warning was originally issued in Wilkinson and in Amite County is under the jurisdiction of the National Weather Service of New Orleans. Question just got brought up. What about Vicksburg? Vicksburg right now is getting close to that line, but overall, Vicksburg looks to be too far north to really experience any tornado threat. You're still going to have some lightning and some heavy rain, but overall for Vicksburg, you're going to be fine. Looks like you're too far north to see really these tornado impacts or the big severe impacts that we're seeing down farther into like southwestern Mississippi. Remember, if you have any questions, please make sure to put them in the chat. I will answer them as I can. So one thing I like to do is to give back to the people that are watching. It means a lot. But I did promise you all that I would be here if stuff started going down. And even though I don't believe we've had a single tornado in Mississippi, you still got to cover the tornado warnings, because even though there's probably a decent chance that maybe we don't even get a single tornado in Mississippi, a tornado warning gets issued, phone alerts go off, and people want to know what's happening. And so that's why I'm here. I could have just skipped out on the live stream, but I care a lot about you guys. And so that's why I'm over here live streaming on a laptop right now. I had to set this up in 5 minutes fairly quickly. So that area of rotation that went through Centerville is still sort of there over Ariel right now. So I'd still be in your safe space if you're in Berwick and Beechwood, in Enterprise, or in Compromise down in Amite County. Because I do still believe that this area of rotation is still there over Highway 48. And so I can actually plan that out for us now. I can go and start looking and seeing where this is expected to be. Berwick in the next 4 minutes. Enterprise, you have 10 minutes. 11:18 is when Enterprise is expected there. And then I don't believe this will stay far enough south to go over Liberty, but this would be near Liberty at about 11:22. We go farther north towards that area of rotation that crossed over Crosby earlier. The National Weather Service in Jackson has not warned this rotation that the National Weather Service in New Orleans has. But for the most part, this area of rotation would be near Bude, which is near Highway 98 by 11:28. So that's in 20 minutes is when that would head near Meadville and near Bude. And so you're looking for the bright greens next to the bright reds, and that's very difficult whenever you're doing QLCS coverage like this. You wonder what a QLCS stands for? Well, there's a reason that I just say QLCS, because that stands for quasi-linear convective system. Quasi-linear means that it's just almost linear. All these little jigs and jags in that line is what causes these areas of rotation, and so that's why it's sort of linear. That's what quasi-linear means. This is not like your big tornado outbreaks where you have prefrontal supercells. That's not what we're dealing with tonight. We're dealing with simply rotating embedded supercells across a line. So like I said, this area of rotation that went through Centerville a little earlier, still kind of keeping its act together as it's north of Highway 40 now. This will be crossing over Highway 24 in the next few minutes. There's still some rotation here that I'm a little concerned about in terms of dropping a quick tornado that's heading towards Liberty. So if you're in the tornado warning, especially this one farther south, I would be in your safe spot, at least if you're north of Highway 48. If you're south of Highway 48, you are fine. And so we probably only have roughly an hour to an hour and a half of a real tornado threat, if I'm going to be honest. We're not expecting this tornado threat to really go deep into the night. 3 tornado warnings right now, 2 of those in southwestern Mississippi, across, Wilkinson and Amite counties. So that's where 2 of those are in Mississippi, and then the other one is in Louisiana. And honestly, this one looks the most impressive out of all of them. This is to the west of Highway 61, between Highway 61 and Slaughter, Louisiana. What a name. And this is to the northwest of Zachary, Louisiana. But that was just a quick look at that. But look at this area of rotation I've been talking about. This is why you need to be in your safe spot, because this area of rotation is really getting its act together between Centerville and Liberty. So if you have someone you know that lives between Gloucester and Liberty on Highway 24, tell them to get in their safe spot, because this area of rotation has probably been one of the most impressive I've at least seen all night. Not seeing anything pop up on the correlation coefficient. That's good. That means that we're not seeing debris being lofted in the air. But definitely seeing a mesocyclone trying to form with this system, or with this cell. So this area of rotation, I said that Liberty's not really in the woods with this one. I just overall put the lineup. Towns that I actually believe are in the path of this area of rotation, at least. It's going to be Compromise at 1121, Enterprise at 1119, and so that's where we're looking at right now. This will be crossing over Highway 24 probably around 1120, so in the next 7 minutes. Those are towns that I'm expecting to possibly be in the impact zone of this area of rotation. This area of rotation right now that I'm at least watching is, let's see, let's get some road names, is crossing over Smiley Road and Berwick Castles Road right now. And this is about to cross over Highway 24, over Enterprise. This is over the community of Enterprise right now. And this is going to cross over Enterprise and Compromise. This is where this area of rotation is. I actually would believe that we might see this tornado warning extended, mainly because this area of rotation honestly looks impressive for a QLCS. Looks like we're having issues with the overworn system right now. I keep having to refresh it. I don't know what's going on with that as of right now. I might have to fix that real quick. But I think it'll be fine if I just keep refreshing that. So if I keep going off to my broadcasting software and refreshing the feed that goes along the bottom, I'm sorry about that, having some issues with that, but that's the least of my worries right now. Like I said, area of rotation over the community of Enterprise in Amite County. This is crossing over Highway 24 right now. So it's cross over Highway 24, and then we'll immediately almost cross over Highway, Highway 567 in the next few minutes as well. This is also going to cross over. I'm trying to get some roads here. Old 24 Compromise Road is also in the path of this area of rotation. Like I said, I'm not saying there's a tornado on the ground right now. I'm just simply saying where this mesocyclone area of rotation, whatever you want to call it, is. This is really the area that I'm watching right now, down here to the west of Liberty. Look at it on reflectivity. You can definitely see a hook on the radar here. And I'm very glad that all of y'all are holding in with me, because I keep accidentally making the screen go to some random places sometimes. And it's hard to show what I'm trying to show. But here's where you can kind of see that hook in the radar, in the radar reflectivity. If we play this through, you can really see how this area of rotation has gotten its act back together in the last few minutes. You can see the bright greens meeting with the bright reds, and that's what we tend to look for when it comes to rotation. But definitely an area of rotation, you can see it very clearly. Kind of the bright oranges, I should say, meeting up with the brighter greens. And so we're definitely seeing a rotating mesocyclone. And so you might ask what a mesocyclone is. If you've ever looked at a tornado and you kind of see like a lowering, like a bigger lowering that the tornado falls from or like drops down from, that is the mesocyclone. So it's like a rotating area that the tornado kind of comes from. It's like the parent of a tornado. I don't really know how to explain that. Basically, you can't have a tornado without a mesocyclone, but you can have a mesocyclone without a tornado. That's the easiest way I can explain it. Like I said, this is crossing over Compromise and Enterprise as of right now, crossing over Highway 24 right now. One tornado warning in the state of Mississippi. This is in Amite County right now, about to move into central Amite County. I hope y'all are having a good night, and I hope y'all had a good Valentine's night. Just trying to keep everyone informed, trying to keep everyone safe here tonight. Like I said, not the highest severe weather risk in the world tonight, but it definitely seems like the shear. I was talking about how multiple things with this severe weather event had to come together, and so I've talked about how we have plenty of shear, plenty of wind shear, and that's why we're seeing lots of rotation. But we're not really seeing any of this rotation being able to make it to the ground, which is a good thing. And so that means that, we're kind of seeing what was sort of expected. You're getting the areas of rotation, but really none of those are able to make it to the ground, is what it seems like. Not seeing anything on velocity, which is very good. Not velocity, I meant correlation coefficient. That area of rotation has started to broaden out just a little bit. Let's see where this cell is heading in the next few minutes. Oops. Sorry about that. Okay. Here we go. So this is crossing over Highway 24 right now. This is over Enterprise right now. Not really a lot of communities in the way of this. This will be up towards Hustler and Brookside by 11:39. But really, this is heading through a very rural area of Mississippi. This is moving off. This is going to move to the north of Liberty in Amite County. And so, like, if this continued to go on in the direction it would for the next 30 minutes, it would head up towards Highway 98 and towards Interstate 55, but I really don't believe that's a realistic, there's no reason to really worry about it as of right now. Interesting here. Two areas of rotation here. We still have this tornado warning up above the tornado warning we've been looking at. You can see two well-defined areas of rotation here. Definitely two mesocyclones. One's moving up north of Liberty right now, moving just north of Liberty. The other's moving through the Homochitto National Forest and is about to cross over US 98 right now. And actually, both areas of rotation are moving out of their tornado warning areas. And so it'll be interesting to see if the National Weather Service extends these tornado warnings, because we are seeing areas of rotation. But are we really seeing anything even getting remotely close to the ground as of right now? Let me fix this just real quick. Sorry. That was being a problem. So both of these areas of rotation have actually moved out of the warning area. And so the National Weather Service will probably drop these tornado warnings that they currently have active. But nonetheless, you still have areas of rotation right now. So I'm hearing that the tornado watch has been extended now into other portions of Mississippi. Let's look at that real quick. Let's zoom out here for just a second. Let's look at the tornado warnings. Or not tornado warnings, tornado watch. And so, yes, tornado watch issued across almost all of South Mississippi now. So, looks like the National Weather Service, or at least the Storm Prediction Center, is looking into the threat of tornadoes, let's at least say south of I-20. I definitely think if you're near the I-20 corridor, you're probably safe. But overall, yes, the Storm Prediction Center has extended the tornado watch into all of South Mississippi now. Yeah, there's some little showers and heavy rain pockets in front of the QLCS, in front of the squall line over near Brookhaven. But overall, the main system is still off to the west. Looks like they just extended the tornado warning. Yes, they did. They just extended the tornado warning through the rest of Amite County. Like I said, this area of rotation is north of Liberty. This is crossing over Highway 567 right now, and then this will cross over Highway 569, or at least will travel up near Highway 569 before long. I'm looking over where this will start crossing. This is going to cross over Meadville Road very soon, and so this is heading up towards the communities of Brookside and Hustler. Is this area of rotation that is tornado warned? This is north of Liberty. Like I said, sorry that you can't see my beautiful face on the live stream. Sorry we don't have any cameras or like a warning count. We're just simply having some issues with that tonight. Sorry, let me try to fix this just real quick. I don't know why we're having problems with this right now. I'm trying to fix this problem because this keeps going down for some reason. But I think it'll be okay now. So sorry about that. It's a problem of not having two monitors. Unfortunately, only one laptop screen. I'll have to figure out why that's doing that at some point, but for now, I'm just going to keep refreshing it. And that's okay. Remember, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. That is one special thing I do here at Magnolia State Weather, is we try to answer any question we can as realistically as we can. So like I said, I don't believe there's been any tornadoes on the ground. Simply watching these areas of rotation in Wilkinson County right now. The main area of focus right now is north of Liberty, crossing over Highway 567 right now. The QLCS, or the squall line, I should say, is nearing the I-55 corridor little by little. I personally did not think I'd be sitting here on a bed doing severe weather coverage tonight, but I care deeply about the people of Mississippi, and even though I don't believe the risk is very high, whenever people get tornado warned, people want to know what's going on, and so that's why we are here. I say we, it's just me, but that's why we are here. Luckily, whenever I get to go back to Starkville, we'll have Jake on the team. A few of you have been able to see pictures. My buddy Jake, he's a professional meteorology major. I'm professional and broadcasting. He doesn't like to be up all on the cameras, but he's going to be a major addition to the Magnolia State Weather team, which is going to be very fun. Like I said, live storm chasing coming soon. That'll probably be ready to go here in the next few weeks, and that'll be fun for y'all to watch. But we will be doing live storm coverage and storm chasing from the vehicle, since we'll have multiple of us to do it. And so that'll be fun. I think you guys will all enjoy that one. So basically, you'll get our live shots from the field, maybe tornado footage, whatever it may be live. But we will also have our laptops and all ready to do live coverage for you guys while we're chasing. Of course, not while I'm driving, but you know. Is that rotation crossing over 98, between 98 and 84, heading towards the McCall Creek area? Great question. I gotta remember where McCall Creek is. Saw it the other day. The area of rotation between 98 and 24. Or no, there's no area of rotation between 84 and 98 as of right now. There is like a slight area of rotation crossing over 98 right now, which would put it between 98 and 84. But overall, for the most part, I'm not really worried about areas between 98 and 84 right now. It doesn't seem like that's really the major focus right now. Let me just double check where McCall Creek is real quick. I'm once again going to remove the tornado watch from the screen real quick. Just makes my life a little easier. Let's remind myself where McCall Creek is. Lots of little communities in Mississippi I'm having to remind myself of. Oh, McCall Creek. Yes, I know where this is. As of right now, I wouldn't be too worried about that area of rotation. Yes, it's a very, very broad area of rotation that I'm not worried about is heading up towards McCall Creek. But overall, for the most part, I think you're okay. new area of rotation on this line now, crossing over Highway 24, just to the west of McClellan. This is south of the community of Thompson. This will be heading right up towards the community of Tangipahoa. I think that's the pronunciation of it. Heading up towards Summit. And so new area of rotation now. Like I said, over Highway 24 now. This is east of Liberty. But this is moving off to the northeast towards Tangipahoa. That's at least what we're going to pronounce it as of right now. Remember, if you would like to, make sure you like, heart, whatever you want to on the live stream. It really helps me out, at least if you want to support. It helps push out the live feed to more people. If you really want to help, you can share it, but I'm not one of those people that's just going to sit here and beg you to share and like and whatnot. Just know that liking and sharing does majorly support Magnolia State Weather. So if you want to do that, you can. If not, it's fine. It is what it is. So yes, that new area of rotation now, like I said, to the west of Liberty over 24. I'm going to plan this out now where this will be. This will be over Tangipahoa by 11:42. So you have roughly 10 minutes there in Tangipahoa. This will cross over Mississippi Highway 570. And then this will head near Summit by 11:50, so 20 minutes away from Summit. And near Summit is where it will cross over Highway 98 and Interstate 55. So it's kind of weird because I'm not tracking any tornadoes here at all. We're more of tracking areas of rotation right now because any of these areas of rotation could really, honestly, spin up a tornado pretty quickly. Even though I don't believe we've seen anything make it to the ground. You'd rather be safe than sorry, but obviously I'm not here saying that there's a tornado on the ground right now, because obviously there's nothing proving to us that there has been a single tornado on the ground in the state of Mississippi. This will be moving into Pike County pretty soon. So, like I said, if you're behind the squall line, so let me update this now. If you are in Liberty, in Woodville, if you're in areas west of where this divide between reds and greens are, you are safe and you're good to go. It's like Fayette, Mississippi, you're safe. I'd even go farther north and say Vicksburg hasn't even gone through the line yet, but Vicksburg's not going to see any of this rotation like we're seeing farther down in the southwestern Mississippi. So if you're near the I-20 corridor or north right now, you are safe from this system tonight. But for the most part, we're about to get the all clear. If you're in the western half of Franklin County, you're in the all clear. But also if you're in central or western Amite County, you're in the clear as well. Just since we're not like I said, normally for these Magnolia State weather streams, we're very conversational. I want to answer as many questions as I can for you, the viewer. Mainly because it's not like we have a tornado on the ground right now. We're covering areas of rotation. And just an FYI, so you know who I am. My name's Ashton Champion. I'm the one that runs Magnolia State Weather here. I'm a meteorology student at Mississippi State University. I'm junior. And I've been running Magnolia State Weather for a little bit. And I focus on being accurate as much as I can. I'm just not going to sit here and tell you the weather wrong. And the amount of misinformation on social media regarding weather is ridiculous, and it's crazy. And especially near the Gulf Coast area, there's some pages that are really bad. But overall, that's why I have Magnolia State Weather. I'm from Jones County, and I love the people of Mississippi, and I love this state, and that's why I'm focusing on only the state of Mississippi, and that's why all the weather stuff is focused from here. Anyways, looking at the velocity and everything we have here, not really anything shocking to me on the radar. It's starting to look like the conditions for these cells are starting to kind of fade in terms of wind shear, which is a positive. That broad area of rotation that we had is starting to fall apart just a little bit. That is to the north of Highway 24 between Liberty and Macomb. This is heading to the northeast towards Summit, and we'll cross over Highway 98 and Interstate 55 probably in the next 10 to 15 minutes. Remember, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. We will answer them I'll answer them as quickly as I can, really, and as accurately as I can. At least for any baseball fans, it was a good day for baseball across the state. I do believe that all three major universities won their baseball games today. I know Mississippi State won our doubleheader today, so we swept Hofstra's 3-0 for the series this weekend. Good start for us. I think Ole Miss also swept their series. I think they might play tomorrow as well. I'm not sure. I think Ole Miss beat Nevada today. If they didn't, oh well. And then I know Southern Miss beat UC Santa Barbara today. And I know I'm talking about baseball here, but not a ton of stuff to talk about. We got to talk about something. I mean, we're in Mississippi. Everyone knows Mississippi is the baseball state, the college baseball state. I mean, we got Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and Southern Miss. I mean, where do you go wrong there? Yeah, that area of rotation has really broadened out there in Amite County, which is very good. We might actually see all tornado warnings get dropped by the time this moves into Pike or what is that? I'm trying to remember what county this is. Into Copiah or Lincoln counties. Not Copiah. Into Lincoln or Pike counties. Sorry. Trust me, I know these counties. Sometimes I just have to break it down. It's a lot of counties in the state of Mississippi to remember. When in doubt, just remember, we have 82 counties, and Alabama is bigger than us and only has, 67 counties? Yeah, that's how many Alabama has. So, it's more the fact I've been memorizing a lot of the North Mississippi counties, so it's been kind of throwing me off a little bit. But, yeah, we got it figured out. Crystal Springs, or is the threat farther south? Let me remember where exactly Crystal Springs is. Oh, Crystal Springs. Honestly, looking at the radar, looking and seeing how this is, yeah, I really think Crystal Springs is in the fine. It's fine. I honestly think the risk is a good bit farther south than Crystal Springs. I think it's a very small area that honestly spans probably from, right now at least, Highway 84 south. I don't think Crystal Springs will see much of a problem with this system. I mean, you're going to see heavy rain and some lightning, but I really don't think your tornado threat is very good. Crystal Springs is not Crystal Springs, but farther north, it looks like the storm has weakened. Not in terms of like strength and intensity of rain, but in terms of rotation, the storm's just kind of falling apart the farther north it goes. So that's a positive. Now, I will say we're still seeing a nice bow echo with the cell that's been tornado, or with the part of the line that's been tornado warned. But really, it looks like for the most part, it looks like the most interesting part of this system is going to be kind of near the Highway 84 corridor to the south. Maybe, like, I'd say maybe west and south is where we're seeing really the big threat tonight, at least for the rest of the next few hours. But yeah, Crystal Springs, I definitely think is too far north to really worry about some severe weather. That's not severe weather. I mean, a tornado threat. I mean, I will give it, there is like a slight push, but then you switch over to the next radar in Jackson, and really the rotation's just not really there. That it's a jumbled up mess. I mean, on radar, there's nothing that spans out. That tells me you have no tornado threat over there in Crystal Springs. Now, National Weather Service in New Orleans has extended the tornado warning into northern Pike County. So northern Pike County now under a tornado warning from that same area of rotation we've been focusing on. So this includes Summit, this includes Macomb, and this includes areas north of Highway 98 in Pike County. Just know it's due to a very broad area of rotation that is moving into Pike County now. That's going to cross over near Summit. And so I'm not really worried about this very broad area of rotation. Not really impressive anymore. It looks like maybe wind shear is catching up with this system, or at least with this line. And so that's really why I'm not even showing like the times that this is expected to get there, because it's not impressive enough to cause a big uproar about. Like, I would give times if I actually thought there was a threat with at least the portion that's tornado warned, but I don't even think this thing is really standing a chance right now. And so I don't see any reason to cause a big uproar. Now, I will say it will get windy, and you will have some heavy rain and some lightning and winds with this, but the tornado threat, I don't think there's really much there from northern Pike County. What about Liberty, Mississippi? Oh, you're in the clear. You're in the clear for any tornadoes or anything like that. You might get some more heavy rain behind this, but that is just stratiform rain. Stratiform rain is just rain that's lingering from areas high up in the atmosphere that's falling down. So you just have stratiform rain in Liberty, more lightning there in Liberty, but your tornado threat's over. Your tornado threat's completely over there in Liberty, so you're good to go for the rest of the night. You can go to sleep if you want to. Basically, that's almost all of Amite County at this point. Yeah, it kind of sucks that I don't have all the bells and whistles I normally have, but you know, it is what it is. It turns out you don't all have to see my pretty face anyway. Honestly, pretty good turnout for the live stream tonight. All things considered. I guess I'll just talk about some road business type related stuff. Like I said, we're getting the storm chasing stuff figured out soon. I'm getting I gotta buy Starlink. I gotta mount Starlink on the truck. I gotta install stuff on the truck for power. Yeah, so lots of stuff that has to go in. Mounting the Starlink and getting the Starlink figured out is not even the worst part. I have to put a power inverter on my truck so that we can run more power. So that's going to be fun. If anyone wants to donate a good camera and a good lens, feel free, because I would enjoy not to have to spend a lot of money on a good camera with a low light lens, but it looks like that's something we're going to have to do. We do have a GoPro that we're going to use for our daytime storm chasing setup. However, I do I think that we will like attempt nighttime stuff, like not really to chase tornadoes at night. I'm not a big fan of that, but more of to chase damage, kind of show what's going on, maybe act like we're chasing it. Who even knows? I mean, it's Mississippi at night. You can't storm chase Mississippi in the daytime, much less in the nighttime. So definitely excited, but that's why we're setting it up to be able to do live storm chasing and live coverage. So that's gonna be fun. My laptop's getting very hot. I hope it doesn't like overheat itself and turn off. But if the live stream goes out for a little bit, that's why. It's because my laptop's actually getting fairly hot right now. I'm trying to think of what else. What other things are we planning? Oh, the history videos of like Mississippi storms. Apparently you guys like those a lot, and apparently y'all also like it when I do talking updates. Like the commentary of the Hattiesburg tornado video did very well, and also just me like actually presenting weather videos apparently do pretty good. So I'm definitely taking everyone's feedback into consideration and seeing what all you like across the state of Mississippi. So that's always fun. Right now for the state of Mississippi, all we have left is this tornado warning over northern Pike County. And like I said, I'm not really worried about this rotation at all, or the lack thereof rotation. Really nothing good on this cell, it looks like. So like I said, if anybody has questions, feel free to ask. I don't know how the audio's been. How has the audio been for you guys? Like, I'm literally using the laptop microphone, and the laptop microphone kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie. I did a few tweaks because like I obviously know how to like put stuff on a microphone. I had to change some suppression settings so that you can't hear everything in the room, so that it sounds halfway decent. But I know the clicking of the trackpad has to be annoying just a little bit. I did everything I could to avoid that being a problem, but I mean, I can only do so much because I didn't bring a microphone. So I'm just curious as to how the audio has been. I know it's not as clear as usual, but we're working with what we have right now. So at least some good news from what we're learning in terms of the people that are still around, sticking around. I mean, I don't think we have any more severe weather threat in the next little bit. We could be done for the night, so I'm just kind of talking as of right now. It's good to see that we do have a portable live streaming setup that works. People tuned in for the laptop stream. I'll give it that. We don't have any camera or anything, so that turned out pretty well. And luckily, now that I know we can do it, I will have the kind of like the, what is it, like the overlay that shows the amount of tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings and my camera and my face on it. We will have a setup like that next time I have to do a laptop live stream. So really, to the point, it's going to be where, at least on the laptop live streams, we don't have any cameras. We don't have any like live feeds from traffic cams or anything, but we still get the good live streaming focus. And so I like to be transparent with all of you as to how Magnolia State weather's going and at least what's going on with it, because I mean, we're growing little by little, but that's just how it's gonna go. We just gotta figure out what's gonna happen with that. But overall, like I said, no areas of rotation really impressive with the rest of this system. I honestly don't understand why the tornado watch got extended into south central and southeastern Mississippi and even coastal Mississippi. because overall, this system honestly is starting to look like garbage, which is kind of what I was expecting. I thought that maybe there was a small risk of tornadoes in southwestern Mississippi, which I noted, with a low tornado threat. But it looks like, for the most part, that I think this system's almost over. I mean, you have very weak areas of rotation now, but it looks like the system really is struggling at this point. I mean, we might definitely could see a quick spin up for the coast, maybe in Louisiana, but now you're really starting to get over convection in front of the line. So, not really over convection, but interference with the line at least. And so multiple factors are kind of starting to hinder the severe weather risk. And so, like I said, I think I always focus on tornadoes unless really bad straight line winds are a focus. Remember, if you're in the rest of South Mississippi, you're going to get heavy rain, maybe some gusty winds the farther south you go, maybe up to 50, 60 miles an hour. But overall, the tornado threat is very low at this point. But yeah, you're going to get some gusty winds. I mean, we're seeing, 60 mile an hour winds with at least these areas that are in a severe thunderstorm warning. That's near the Highway 84 corridor into the south. I mean, areas north of Highway 84, at least for like Copiah County, for example, does not have winds over 57 miles an hour, which is what a severe thunderstorm warning is for. So like these areas in severe thunderstorm warnings, those are for winds over 58 miles an hour, which is the severe weather criteria, which is actually 50 knots, which is usually labeled as 60 miles an hour. So like I said, really, we're only seeing severe winds right now near the Highway 84 corridor and to the south. So that's how we're sitting right now. As soon as this tornado warning expires, then again, they have this tornado warning out for another 40 minutes. I think they will cancel this tornado warning very soon. And honestly, as soon as I go off air, I'm not getting back on air. I'm going to sleep. Which really tells you how much I'm really worried about this system. It looks like this system has really fallen apart recently. Are we going to get anything in Jones County? Good question. Probably heavy rain, some gusty winds and some lightning, but overall I'm not seeing anything from a tornado threat for Jones County right now, at least if this continues how it is right now. I mean, this line's really struggling right now, and I think, maybe Jones County could see a small tornado risk, but I think that chance is very low. Lawrence County is under a severe thunderstorm warning. Is there areas of rotation? Very small areas of rotation, but if none of the areas of rotation have produced anything so far tonight in Mississippi, the very small areas of rotation currently in Lincoln County are extremely negligible. So I wouldn't be worried about that in Lawrence County. Just know you might get gusty winds near 60 miles an hour and some hail, and of course lightning. But your tornado threat is extremely low. Just kind of expect those low end severe weather things like stuff getting blown around, maybe some limbs breaking, and lightning. And so this is one of my favorite things to always do. This is one of my favorite things to always talk about is like someone says like it's raining really hard here. What do you mean it's not severe? Which is really funny because it raining very hard does not mean it's severe weather. It can be coming a monsoon and you not have a severe weather what should I say? A severe thunderstorm warning. Heavy rain does not constitute a severe thunderstorm. So I'll go through the list of what a severe thunderstorm technically is. So a severe thunderstorm, starting out at least, is has to have one of these criterias. So it has to have winds of 50 knots at least, which is 58 miles an hour, which is usually just 60 miles an hour for a warning. Or a severe thunderstorm has to have hail of an inch or greater in diameter. That's a characteristic of a severe thunderstorm. Or a tornado has to be possible. So, like, if it has neither of those criteria, but the National Weather Service believes a tornado is possible, it can issue a severe thunderstorm warning. Has the thing been sitting on 0 for a while? I just noticed this. Okay, we fixed that. Anyways, I mean, looking at this is falling apart. I mean, this line has fallen apart. Now that I'm looking at it, it doesn't look very good. I'm honestly probably about to go off air. I say off air like I'm a TV station, but I mean, I don't think we're going to see much of anything for the rest of the night. I mean, maybe you get a few tornado warnings farther south, maybe towards the Highway 98 corridor, maybe towards the coast. But overall, these storms do not look impressive anymore, and if they continue to downtrend like this, I mean, we might not even have severe thunderstorm warnings in portions of South Mississippi, if I'm going to be honest. This is a good time to ask any questions. This can be actually about anything weather. Right now, we're just kind of filling time as we're waiting for this final tornado warning to expire, because honestly, nothing on this line looks good in terms of rotation, so that's good. We don't want any tornadoes to hit, especially here on Valentine's, which we're about to move into Sunday in about 3 minutes, so we want to keep everyone safe, and luckily it doesn't seem like we've had a single tornado in the state today. Heck, maybe I'll wake up and we had a quick spin up, maybe in like Wilkinson County, but overall, that doesn't look like that has happened. Some very small, like, I say areas of rotation very loosely. I mean, you got some little tiny areas of rotation in southern Franklin County, not Franklin County, southern Lincoln County. But that, I mean, that's not even anything to worry about. Overall, still 32 minutes left on the tornado warning, but I do believe that they will drop this tornado warning very soon. New severe thunderstorm warning down in Louisiana. Looks like damaging winds are a threat still, but like I said, tornado threat looks extremely low. "30 minutes left on that tornado warning in northern Wilkinson County." Looks like they cut off part of it. That hasn't updated on here yet, but it doesn't really change anything. All right, I think I'm gonna call it here. I think we're good. I mean, maybe we get like some rare spin up somewhere tonight. But honestly, I don't think it's worth it to follow this any longer. It looks like this system is really struggling at this point. Looking from the Jackson radar as well, like it just, these cells don't look very healthy anymore in terms of supporting rotation. And maybe some small areas of rotation up near. Yeah, not even. Yeah, no, this is very weak. So yeah, I think we're gonna call it here. I mean, we went live for about an hour and a half, but stuff has massively downtrended in Mississippi, and that's very good. It's what we like to see, and I think it will continue to downtrend throughout the rest of the hours of this moving through Mississippi. So, yeah, well, I think we're gonna call it here because it's just there's no reason for there's no reason for me to act like there's anything major going on. I'm just gonna be honest and be like, you're gonna have heavy rain, maybe some heavy winds, some lightning, but overall tornado threat is basically come and gone. So yeah, that was basically expected, as the Storm Prediction Center kind of said. Like, the little area that was really the most likely to see tornadoes was southwestern Mississippi, and so it looks like that's what played out. So I hope y'all have a good night, and I hope you had a good Valentine's Day, and thank you for choosing Magnolia State Weather. Luckily we'll get some stuff on the stream fixed, but overall, thank you for everything, y'all, and make sure y'all have a good night, and God bless.